Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm Naomi from Pyjamas and today we're going to be sewing. I'm going to be sewing my winter pajamas that I've been meaning to do for 6 months. I'm going to be using this as a pattern. This is very old, I've had it for years and it's starting to get holes everywhere. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is unpick it all. So that's my first job, is unpicking this so I can get the pattern pieces from it. It's a shame to cut it up now because it still can be worn. But I think it's going to be really useful and I'm going to keep the pieces that I unpick for future ones. So this will be my pattern for a long time. And then the pants I'll make by using this. This was the ones I made last time in my last video. And I think I can easily get the pattern pieces from it. I'm going to be using this fabric. I bought everything that was left on their roll, which was I think about 5 meters. So hopefully there's no running out. And I'm hoping to make a few more projects, maybe a skirt out of the leftovers. So we'll see how we go with that. But yeah, that's in the future. For now, let's get started. I won't be doing any piping like this has. Unpicking will be the best option because then I can get the seam allowance. Luckily, the Cricut's on, so I can do that in front of the Cricut at the moment. Some of you may have noticed I have a different chair. My dad was giving away this one. I was trying to rehome it, and my other chair's just a little bit too big and bulky for this room. I know this room looks a little bit bigger in my videos than it actually is. And I never have anywhere to put the chair when I'm trying to do big shots of the whole room. So yes, I'm going to be trying to sell the other chair. It will continue its life. It won't end up in the bin, which it was going to if I hadn't picked it up off the side of the road. So I think today's going to be a big unpicking day, and tomorrow hopefully I'll get started on the sewing. I won't be able to wear these for another few months. It is much too hot here to be wearing winter pajamas. So because this has been overlocked, the seam allowance is going to be smaller than what I'm going to need because I'll be doing it with zigzag stitch. So I'll just add maybe another 5 millimeters of seam allowance around the whole thing. And I'm going to try and make a collar. I've never made a collar like this. It doesn't seem to have interfacing between the facing and the back, the collar. So I will try and give it a go. See how that goes. Having never done it before and I'm not following a pattern, we'll find out if it's possible or not. I'm going to put myself in front of the couch and watch the Cricut and do some unpicking, and probably tomorrow or later today I'll be back when I'm ready to start actual cutting. So see you then. Hey everyone, so it's the 7 a.m. the next day and I thought I'd share a bit of behind the scenes. It's going to be another really hot day today in Sydney, so I'm going for a walk while I still can. It's a bit cooler now, the birds are awake. I'd rather sleep in, but this is when you can walk in this weather. Last night in front of the Cricut I was able to unpick everything. This is the collar, for example. This is the facing where the buttons or the buttonholes will go. That's the sleeve. I guess a yoke type thing. It goes on the back around the collar. So I'm not sure if this is really necessary, but I'll cut it out anyway and we'll go from there. There's a lot of fabric there. This fabric's actually really different from the back to the front. This is quite soft and this is quite coarse. I'm thinking I'll have the coarse bit on the outside and the soft bit against my skin, just because it will be easier on my skin and less irritating. It is meant to be for sleeping, so I want to be comfortable, right? So I'm leaving a tiny bit more hem allowance, seam allowance. Last time I ended up having to attach this extra piece of fabric here because when I was cutting out the fabric, I didn't stretch the elastic enough. Let's not do that this time. So I need to make sure I leave a fair bit of extra fabric up here because I need to make a channel where the elastic is going to live. So I'll probably be cutting it over here somewhere. So I finished the pants. I had started explaining what I was doing step by step, but then I realized you could just go back to my old video, which I put up here, where I made the pajama pants and top last time, and see the step by step there, especially for the pants because nothing was different. So now with the top, this is where it gets more complicated, and I will be working this out as I go. This is the plan. I'm going to start with sewing the collar. So I need to put that right sides together and then just sew around the back. Then I need to sew the shoulders. Then I'll add the sleeves on there. And then I will work out the whole yoke collar thing. Not sure how yet, but I will power ahead and I'll let you know when I get there what the plan is. I'll just cut it real short here. So I'll do a top sew all the way around like this just to make sure it sits flat. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. So, where am I up to, you ask? I have done both sleeves, attached both sleeves. So you can see it's still open on the bottom. And I'm zigzagging as I go along. So we have a sort of cape looking thing for the facing and the yoke. I think my best bet would be to attach the facing to the yoke and make this bit that would go like that. And then I would sandwich the collar in between the facing / yoke and the actual pajama top. And that's how I'm going to attach it all. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day for now, but I will show you what I've done. That's the back. So that middle bit would be where my spine is, my neck. That's also the center of the collar. And then that's the yokey thing that will be on the inside of the back. So all of these are centers together. Tomorrow when I come back, I will pin them all together, all sandwiched like that. And then when I bring it back that way, we should have a nice collar, hopefully, fingers crossed. So anyway, that's a job for tomorrow, but I wanted to make sure I got the right idea. Hello, it's the next day and I've actually been working on this off camera. I attached the collar and the facing, and I'm now dealing with that yoke bit there. So it's all pinned down. I think it'll need to be sewed down before I can do anything else. And then once I've done that, I can attach the sides together. So we're getting there, I'm gonna keep going. It's starting to look like a, pajama top. I'm looking forward to getting it done. So yeah, it's getting quite exciting. I'm excited. Oh my god, it looks almost professional. Almost. I wish I had an iron. I actually went to buy one the other day and turns out they only sold them online and I wanted to actually look at them. So if you want to look at irons, don't go to Bunnings. All I have to do now is sew these sleeves and sides and stuff. Now that I know how to do this, I think I'll be able to just sew a sort of little shirt. I'm getting better at this, working things out as I go. But I might be able to do something a bit more complicated. Yeah, I'm really happy. It's coming along really well. As you can see, I've attached the sides. I've been thinking about it, and just because I don't have an iron, I will top sew all the way along from here and then here. And then it's just going to be about finishing off the sleeves and the bottoms there. It's too warm for summer, but should be good for winter. Top sewing takes a little bit longer because I'm trying to be more careful to keep an even distance from the edge. Like, that looks pretty good, but in some places not so good. I think it's worth it. I just spent all that time talking to the camera that wasn't recording. What was I telling you? I've top sewed all the way along and I think it looks better. I'm glad I did that. And now it's up to, I need to do the hem on the bottom and on the sleeves. The sleeves are pretty straightforward. It's just going to be a rolled hem. The bottom is one I'm not sure about. I'm thinking I can just do what they did when I unpicked it. I noticed that they just did a rolled hem. Like that, and that's it. No questions asked. Or there's another option. I've seen a YouTuber that I follow do it. Or I could just do it the easy way and then look it up on YouTube later. So the other way was back to that way. One fold, two folds. Now this bit here is really thick. It's got 6 layers of fabric. I think I might just give the edge here a snip. Yes. Am I making a mistake? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll soon find out. I've given this corner a snip. I'll do it on the other side too. And I'll fold it over once and then fold it over twice. And that is definitely much thinner than it was. I will be pinning that down and sewing it and then doing the same with the sleeves, the double roll. We are nearly there. I've now done the hem on the sleeves and the bottom. So I'm looking at my buttons now. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I've got quite a few options of colors I could use, right? I could be a gray, white, this color here, the brownie color, or black. What's going to influence my decision is whether I have enough of any of these to make 5 holes. I'm just going to honestly use this, you know, the holes in here to tell me where to put them. So that's one less thing I need to worry about. Black looks really good. And this brown also looks quite good. Just trying to see if I have enough of either of those. Oh, hello. Yes, we've got 5. We've got 5 blacks. And we're going to go with that. Great. Well, because the buttonhole will also be black stitching, so I think that makes the most sense. My only issue with this collar is that it doesn't sit flat on that side, but I'm hoping that once I give it a bit of an iron, one day I'll buy one, I promise, it will be fine. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a like. I upload most Sundays with art, DIY and sewing videos, and I hope to see you then. Bye!